Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here today, my name is Odds and we're going to be discussing The Boys episode 5. I had to check to see which episode we were on. We're already on episode 5. And this was the musical episode. It wasn't really a musical episode, there was just a musical number, which I initially thought that's what was going to happen going in. So, as always, I'm going to give you my breakdown of the episode and then some thoughts and questions at the end. If you'd like to skip ahead to the thoughts and questions, I'll put the timestamp down below. But if you are new here today, I would love for you to subscribe. I do 2 videos a week. This week I only did 1, last week I did 4, so it's somewhere between 2 videos and 3 videos a week, usually. Comics, Star Wars, vlogs, beauty, Marvel, DC, there's something on this channel for everyone. I realize Marvel and DC are comics, so you know it is what it is. There's something on this channel for everyone, so be sure to subscribe to stay tuned for that. And if you like this video while you're watching, make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. So we start the episode with Kimiko is stable. So she is recovering throughout this episode, and we see her and her lack of powers throughout this episode. So we'll go into that a little bit later. While that happens, MM is watching a video of the experimentation on Soldier Boy. He was really tortured by the Russians and given a whole bunch of radiation, which is why he can now, like, blow up things with his chest and nullify powers. Ashley becomes the new CEO of Vought, which is interesting because she's always been so pushed around, and she continues to be pushed around by Homelander throughout this episode and through the future, I'm sure, that's what's going to happen. The Deep becomes the head of crime analytics and fires like all of the staff because they were critical of Homelander. So basically, Homelander's running this show. Ashley's just a figurehead CEO, and he's putting in people that he trusts to not have, speak out bad against him. Starlight goes to visit Huey. He comforts her about the death of Supersonic, and he tells her about taking temporary Compound V. At first he's like, no, I hated it. It was poison, and then he was like, no, I loved it. It was great. So not good. Don't do drugs, kids. Maeve goes to deliver more Temp V to Butcher, and then they both break their sobriety and have sex. So Maeve and Butcher is something I did not expect from this season, but this season is always wild, so who knows. We then go back to the hospital where Frenchie and Kimiko or Frenchie's watching Kimiko, and Nina arrives and orders him to kill a child. So not cool. He doesn't want to do it because it's not what he's all about anymore. So like I said previously, Kimiko's powers are gone. She can't lift heavy objects. She's not healing. She's really happy about it because she wants to live a normal life. And I feel happy for her, but, we want her to be all strong and powerful, but I don't think she is not at this moment, so we'll see if that comes back in later episodes. A-Train and Blue Hawk have a meeting. So Blue Hawk was the soup from Trenton that is terrorizing black individuals throughout black neighborhoods. And they have a meeting, and they're like, okay, so you can issue an apology, and then we'll go from there. Soldier Boy makes his way back to New York City and immediately ends up blowing up a city block because he hears Russian music and Russian people talking, so he's a little bit triggered by that, so he ends up blowing up a whole city block there. Not great, but it's something that can definitely take down Homelander if they want. Blue Hawk issues his apology, but then goes to uses his powers and attacks people at the community center and starts yelling "All Lives Matter" and "Soup Lives Matter." So yeah, not cool. Pretty much where we thought this was going to go for this episode, but he ends up injuring A-Train's brother, and he'll never walk again. So yeah, now A-Train's probably going to be a little bit more checked into this issue than he was initially before. The boys go visit the Legend, who is an ex-executive of Vought, to discuss Soldier Boy and figure out where he's going next. They find out he has grabbed his suit and shield and is going to meet Crimson Countess. Homelander and Maeve have this whole conversation. He figures out that she's working with Butcher and has Black Noir attack her, so we don't know what's going on with her as of yet. We'll get into that in a little bit at the end. Kimiko then speaks, and a musical number breaks out, and that is the musical number that the episode was leading up to, and it was in the trailer. So a musical number between Kimiko and Frenchie, because they're watching a movie, and they perform "I Got Rhythm." It was super cute, but it ends in Frenchie and Kimiko kiss for the first time. So I guess we kind of figure out what their relationship is, or they're figuring out what their relationship is, since they're clearly in love with each other but have never made any move on it. So Kimiko kisses him. He then leaves to go get some coffee because he can't process it because he's having a little moment. And then he gets taken by Nina and one of her thugs. So we don't know what is next for Frenchie at the moment because he's gotten on Nina's bad side again. There is a Seth Rogen cameo in this. He is like a paid, it's like a Skype subscription service for sexual acts that Crimson Countess is on the other side of. So lovely Seth Rogen cameo there. But Butcher intercepts and ties her up as bait for Soldier Boy. Starlight shows up per Mother's Milk's call, and their plan is to initially you think their plan is to capture Soldier Boy, but that is not the case. Butcher ends up roofing Mother's Milk so that they can make a deal with Soldier Boy. So they use Crimson Countess as bait so that they can go ahead and use him as the weapon against Homelander. So yeah, Mother's Milk gets roofied. Annie is not happy about this whole situation. Crimson Countess gets killed by Soldier Boy after they have a Homelander Maeve parallel moment where he's like, "I loved you," and she's like, "We all hated you." Soldier Boy kills Crimson Countess, and after it's revealed that she is the one who sold him out to the Russians. So she didn't even get paid. He's like, "How much did they pay you?" And she's like, "Nothing. I didn't get paid anything. They just hated him." So she sold him out to the Russians and made up that whole story about him getting killed by them. So that was the episode. Overall, really good episode. Loved the musical number. Loved the Kimiko and Frenchie kiss. Those are my babies, so I need to see more of that in the future. Little concerned for Frenchie, like what's going on with that. Hopefully he'll be okay. I'm sure he will. They'll get him out of whatever situation he's in, although it's not the priority right now, so we'll see what happens. So, some questions for this episode. Kind of a question I had for last episode, but the first one is, what is the Deep's wife's deal? Like, she's constantly, like, mumbling stuff and influencing him to do things, but seemingly she has no powers. So, I think he's just weak-minded and just bends to her will, just like to parallel the way that he bends to the will of Homelander. But she's got something going on. Like, she clearly is pretty smart in how she can manipulate people. So I wouldn't be surprised to hear that she has more going on than we initially think. I don't think she's powered, but I think she probably has some sort of connections, or maybe is still in the religion that they quote-unquote escaped from. Second question, is Maeve okay? So Starlight investigates with goes to ask Ashley where she is, and they announce that she's in a rehab program, but we know that's not the case. She's probably holed up somewhere severely injured if she's not dead. I don't think she's dead because they didn't kill her on screen, and I think that they would leave that for an on-screen death. But Annie asks if she's even alive, and Ashley just looks terrified before just being like, nope, I'm CEO, go away, I don't have to have this conversation with you. So, yeah, we don't know what's going on with Maeve. I don't think she's dead. I think she's probably severely injured, so that's another player that's out for the count for this. It's obviously going to affect the boys pretty heavily because she was a major contender to take down, or to at least temporarily stall Homelander when they attempt to take him down. Third question is, how is the deal between Soldier Boy and the boys going to work? Now, they obviously gave him Crimson Countess, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Like, he has to know exactly what he's getting himself into, and they have to be able to probably try to reinstate him as the leader of the Seven. That's probably something that's going to happen. They're going to have to try to restore him to his former glory there. So I don't think it's going to be a situation where he's just 100% willing to go do something for the boys just because he killed Crimson Countess, because he probably could have done that. I mean, he definitely could have done that himself without the boys even intervening. And the last question is, will Kimiko get her powers back? I think so. I think that she'll probably get her powers back, but they're going to be a little bit delayed in how she gets them back until she's fully healed, maybe. But if she doesn't, I don't think that would surprise me either. She might be... they might be making her so that she is more on the same level as the boys. And that way they can show that the powers of Soldier Boy will work in the aspect that they'll just cancel out any powers that somebody else may have. So not necessarily be able to kill them if they're a soup, but at least temporarily take down their powers. And that is it. That is the video this week. What did you think of the episode? Let me know in the comment section down below. I personally loved it. I love this 8 p.m. Thursday release time. It's pretty great for me. I can then do my videos on Fridays and they don't have to feel super, super rushed. So, yay! Yay for that. I'm excited for next episode, episode 6. But again, if you like this video while you're watching, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I will see you on Wednesday with my Obi-Wan Kenobi finale video. Thank you guys. Bye!